Magic mushrooms, a term created in 1957 by Life magazine's article about the Watsons' rediscovery of the use of mushrooms to invoke visions during healing rituals performed by indigenous cultures of Mesoamerica, a term that Watson himself disliked, preferring the word entheogenic, meaning God within. However, magic mushrooms became what most call these small, unpretentious mushrooms. As the counterculture of the 60s grew, so did the interest in these magic mushrooms. As knowledge expanded, it was learned that these mushrooms were not only endemic to Mexico, but were also spread across the globe. Watson's Soma, published in 1968, examined the possibility that the sacred elixir of the gods, Soma, was none other than the Amanita muscaria, or fly agaric of fairy tales. Then in 1970, John Allegro, a philologist who helped decipher the Dead Sea Scrolls, penned The Sacred Mushroom and the Cross, where he suggests that Jesus was none other than the Amanita muscaria. Although his theory was discounted by mainstream academia, his book, along with Watson's Soma, inspired the search for further proof that mushrooms were known and used since ancient times around the world. The search started with a fresco at the Chapelle des Plancarats in France, which features the Tree of Life, with Adam and Eve standing next to it. Although discounted by Watson, Allegro believed the image of the Tree of Life was actually a mushroom which he believed to be the Amanita muscaria. Others, such as James Arthur and Professor John Rush, among others, started to notice other Christian art that appeared to give credence to Allegro's theory. Other investigators searched out evidence such as carved reliefs on temples in India and Indonesia, which would suggest, as Watson claimed, that mushrooms were the original soma. My armchair search for images that support these claims have also led me to investigate alchemical artwork, which also suggests that the Philosopher's Stone was most likely entheogenic mushrooms. All of these areas of research would require a 20-minute video for each. However, this video is about a certain genre I call the ladies with the mushroom skirts. I came across this 17th century engraving created by Balthazar Swan titled Quatuor Elementa, or the Four Elements, Earth, Water, Air, and Fire, which was emblem number 2 in Johann Daniel Mylius's Philosophia Reformata. At first glance, you see 4 ladies with gold-crowned globes above their heads. But look again. What do you see below their waists? Are they not mushrooms? Most likely Psilocybe semilanceata, or more commonly known as the Liberty Cap. The images of mushrooms hidden in plain sight among the clothing of women kept showing up. Here is a 19th century engraving of a muse which appears to express the mushroom motif in her attire. Here is an image of the Greek goddess Athena painted on the crater, used in ancient Greece for diluting wine. Although slightly different expression of the mushroom, it is still evident. On this ancient pottery plate from Rhodes, Greece, is depicted a winged goddess with a gorgon head holding a bird in each hand, a motif of the mistress of animals. In this case, the mushroom is the entire body of the goddess. This image is a contemporary interpretation of Our Lady of the Griffins, inspired by the ancient Minoan snake goddess figurines. Here, the lady is the mushroom stem, and the down-facing crescent above her head is the cap. As we continue on, this vintage woodcut, entitled Cynthia de Luna, from the 16th century mythological text Mythologiae sive explicationis fabularum, On this Greek figurine of the abduction of Europa, Europa is riding on the back of a bull, which is Zeus in disguise. As you can see, once again wearing fungal attire. This amazing votive relief of the Greek goddess Hecate, adorned with a beautiful mushroom-inspired tunic, gives testimony that the ancient Greeks and Romans were well aware of entheogenic mushrooms. So when was the knowledge lost? Jump ahead to 1622. Once again, in Philosophy Reformata, we have several exquisite examples, starting with the one that led me down this path. One can see that the ladies in the mushroom skirts were hiding esoteric knowledge over 1,000 years after the Greeks and the Romans. Entering the 19th century, we have this interesting painting by John White Alexander, whose symbolic art may be the most recent example of hidden mushrooms on a lady's dress that I have found. Today, magic mushrooms have become so commonplace that we still have mushroom skirts, but the mushrooms are no longer hidden, but exemplified by modern fashion designs.